As the days passed, the excitement from Liam's fitting lingered in Ethan's mind, like the sweet echo of a melody. He poured himself into his work, driven by a renewed sense of purpose. However, as the competition date drew closer, so did the weight of expectation. The exhilarating spark he felt from his time with Liam slowly morphed into a gnawing anxiety. Ethan's studio became a battleground of creativity and stress. The vibrant fabrics he had once found inspiring now felt like a chaotic maze, each piece a reminder of the looming deadline. He was in overdrive, yet a suffocating cloud of doubt settled in. No matter how many sketches he created or designs he perfected, he couldn't shake the fear that it would never be enough. "Ethan, you need to take a break," Mia insisted one evening, her hands on her hips as she surveyed the chaos in the studio. "You've been at this for hours. You're going to burn out." "I can't, Mia. The competition is in a week. I need to finalize my collection and make sure everything is perfect," Ethan replied, his voice edged with frustration. "Perfection is overrated," Mia shot back, her tone softening. "You're amazing at what you do, but you have to take care of yourself. You've barely slept." Ethan glanced at the piles of sketches, the unfinished garments draped haphazardly over mannequins, and the remnants of countless cups of coffee littering his desk. She was right. He was running on fumes, but the thought of disappointing Liam and himself was a powerful motivator. "I just don't want to let anyone down," Ethan muttered, running a hand through his hair. "Especially Liam. He believed in me, and I can't afford to fail." Mia's expression softened, and she moved closer. "You won't fail, Ethan, but if you keep pushing yourself like this, you might miss out on the opportunity to really shine. Take a night off, go out, have fun, and clear your head. You'll come back refreshed." Reluctantly, Ethan agreed. He didn't want to admit it, but he felt the exhaustion weighing him down, blurring his creative vision. That night, Ethan and Mia hit one of their favorite spots, a cozy bar filled with low lighting and lively music. The atmosphere was vibrant, a stark contrast to the solitude of his studio. As the night progressed, Ethan found himself loosening up, the tension in his shoulders slowly easing with every sip of his drink. "So, tell me about Liam," Mia teased, leaning in conspiratorially. "Is there something going on there? You two seem to have a connection." Ethan felt his cheeks flush. "It's just professional. He's my client, after all." "Right. Just a client," she replied, raising an eyebrow. "But the way you talk about him, it's clear there's more. You light up when you mention him." Ethan chuckled nervously, stirring his drink. "It's not like that. I admire him, sure. He's talented and driven, but I can't let myself get distracted. I have too much on the line right now." "Or maybe you're afraid of getting too close," Mia prodded gently. Ethan sighed, swirling the ice in his glass. "I don't know. It's complicated. I like him, but I'm not sure I can handle anything more right now. I need to focus on my career." Mia watched him for a moment, her expression contemplative. "I get it, but you shouldn't be afraid to explore that connection either. It's okay to let someone in, especially someone who believes in you." As the night went on, Ethan felt a little lighter. He even managed to laugh at Mia's stories, allowing himself to relax for the first time in weeks. But as they left the bar, the worries crept back in. The weight of the competition, coupled with the unresolved tension with Liam, began to cloud his thoughts again. Over the next few days, Ethan tried to channel the joy from their night out into his designs, but the pressure mounted once more. He spent late nights in the studio, often losing track of time. Each stitch he made felt like a countdown to the competition, but with it came the fear of not measuring up. When he finally connected with Liam again, he felt the strain in the air. "Hey, Ethan, I hope you're doing well," Liam said during their call, but Ethan could hear a hint of uncertainty in his voice. "Yeah, just busy finishing up the collection. How about you?" Ethan replied, trying to keep his tone light. "Same here. I've been working on my upcoming role, but I wanted to see how your designs were coming along. You know, I'm really excited to wear your piece." Thanks, Liam. I'm still working on a couple of things. Just trying to perfect everything," Ethan said, his heart racing. Why did he feel so on edge? "So, You sound stressed, Liam observed, his tone shifting. I don't want to add to your pressure, but is everything okay? I feel like you've been a bit distant lately. Ethan's heart sank. He hadn't meant to pull away, but the weight of expectations had become unbearable. I'm just focused on the competition, that's all, he said a little too defensively. It's a lot to handle, and I don't want to distract myself with anything else right now. Right. I get it, but you don't have to go through this alone, Liam replied gently. I'm here for you. You can talk to me. Ethan felt the warmth in Liam's voice, but also the unspoken disappointment. I know, I don't want to let you down, or myself, he admitted, his voice barely above a whisper. Okay, I understand, but remember, I believe in you, Ethan, no matter what happens with the competition, Liam reassured him. Just don't forget to take care of yourself, too. Erasa, thanks, Liam. I appreciate that. I really do, Ethan replied, but the conversation felt heavy, weighed down by unspoken emotions. As they ended the call, Ethan's heart ached at the thought of what was slipping away. In the days that followed, Ethan threw himself into his work, but the tension between him and Liam lingered like an unresolved chord in a song. They barely saw each other, and when they did, their interactions felt charged with unspoken words and heavy silences. Liam's supportive texts turned into short messages, and the excitement Ethan had once felt about showcasing his designs began to fade under the weight of uncertainty. He missed the lightness that had blossomed between them during the fitting, and the distance left him feeling hollow. Then came the day of the final fitting. Ethan prepared meticulously, determined to create a stunning final piece that would leave Liam in awe. But as he stood in front of the mirror, nervously adjusting the blazer, he felt a familiar wave of panic wash over him. What if it's not enough? He muttered to himself, his mind racing with doubts. Mia entered the studio, sensing Ethan's anxiety. You've got this. Just breathe, she said, trying to soothe him. Remember what we talked about? You're talented, and you've put your heart into this. I know, but... Ethan hesitated, running a hand through his hair. What if Liam doesn't like it? What if I fail? Failure is part of the journey, Mia reminded him. But you're not going to fail. You're going to impress everyone, including Liam. Just focus on what you love about designing. Channel that passion. But as Ethan's nerves mounted, he struggled to hear Mia's words over the noise of his own insecurities. When Liam arrived, Ethan felt the pressure reach its peak. Liam walked in with his usual bright smile, but Ethan could see the concern lurking in his eyes. Hey, Ethan! Ready for this fitting? Liam asked, his voice warm, but his expression tentative. Yeah, let's just get this over with, Ethan replied, forcing a smile. But inside he was battling a storm of fear and frustration. As Liam tried on the blazer, Ethan found himself overwhelmed. The fabric felt heavy in his hands, and the room seemed to close in around him. The vibrant connection they once had felt strained, as if something precious was slipping through his fingers. After adjusting the fit, Ethan stepped back, trying to gauge Liam's reaction. But instead of excitement, he saw a flicker of uncertainty in Liam's eyes. Ethan, it looks great, but are you okay? Liam asked, concern evident in his voice. I'm fine, Ethan snapped, the words spilling out before he could stop himself. I just want to make sure everything is perfect. Are you sure it's just about the fitting? Liam pressed gently, his tone softening. Because I felt some distance between us lately, and I want to make sure you're all right. Ethan felt the walls close in, his emotions surfacing like a tidal wave. I'm not all right. Okay? He shouted, frustration and fear spilling over. I'm terrified. I've put everything into this, and I'm afraid it won't be enough. Liam's eyes widened, surprise etched on his face. Ethan, you don't have to shoulder this alone. I'm here for you. Just talk to me. But what if I disappoint you? Ethan's voice trembled, the vulnerability crashing over him. What if I'm not the designer you think I am? Liam stepped closer, his expression earnest. You are more than enough, Ethan. You're talented, and your designs are unique. But you need to trust yourself, too. I believe in you." Ethan's heart raced, the truth in Liam's words cutting through the fog of his doubts. Yet, instead of feeling relieved, he felt an overwhelming surge of frustration, both at himself and the situation. He turned away, unable to meet Liam's gaze. "I can't do this right now," he said quietly, shaking his head. "I'm sorry, I just can't." Liam's expression shifted to one of hurt. "Ethan, I just want to help. You don't have to push me away." Ethan felt the tears prickling at the corners of his eyes. "I'm not trying to push you away. I need space to think." With that, he stormed out of the studio, the sound of Liam's voice trailing behind him, filled with confusion and concern. Ethan leaned against the cool brick wall outside his studio, his heart racing and his breath uneven. He wanted to be strong, to prove himself, but the weight of his insecurities and the fear of vulnerability had become too heavy to bear. He needed to find a way to reclaim his passion before he lost everything: his dreams, his designs, and the budding relationship with Liam.